Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a response. See, no editing. To Rod, Happyhippy, the vinyl guy, his 100 subscribers contest. And actually, I don't know if it's still going on or not. But even if it's not, I wanted to make sure I still did a response to it. I wrote it down the other day and just hadn't had a chance to get to it, and had a moment this morning, so wanted to kind of make sure I did a response to it regardless of whether it was still on or not. So he had some really good questions kind of revolving around concerts and things of that nature, so wanted to kind of jump on board. So yeah, man, let me just kind of dive right into it. First question was the best concert you've ever seen. And even though I've been very fortunate to see some pretty amazing concerts, that was one that didn't even take 1 second to think about, because it was just kind of like it was already there. And it has stood as the best concert I've seen for years. And it was when I saw Motley Crue open for Kiss. That show was freaking phenomenal. And I mean, there's a number of different things that made it that way for me. But I think one of the overwhelming things about it was more than clear that Motley Crue knew exactly who they were opening for. And they knew Kiss was going to be, pyro, blow up, lights, bang, bang, and just the spectacle that is Kiss. And Motley Crue was just like, okay, yeah, but not before we do it, and it really was like, I mean, you go to concerts and you have an opener that you would like to see, and then a headliner maybe is the main person that you want to see, and the opener kind of has a little more limited stage, and then the headliner has the whole true setup, and they have more options and things of that nature. With Kiss and Motley Crue, it was totally and completely two headlining shows going all out as much as a headliner possibly could. And it was, as a matter of fact, it was one of the strange things about it as time kind of went on, even right after the show. In my mind, it always registered as I saw Motley Crue on one day, and then some other concert, some other time I saw Kiss. And I almost have to make an effort to remember that was the same day and the same show. So yeah, that was without question the best show I've ever seen. And actually, it was kind of cool too, because I'm going to see Kiss on this last tour or whatever. I think I'm seeing them in September, so I'm looking forward to seeing them one more time. Next here, most disappointing concert that you've seen. The one that really kind of stood out to me, and it wasn't this band, but it was more so just Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. I guess for the time that he wasn't doing a lot of stuff with the Pumpkins, there were some solo things he was doing, and I had only known, of course, the Pumpkins. I didn't know any of his solo stuff at all. So, went to see him. I'm all excited about it, and I kind of have somewhat of a Pumpkins expectation in my mind, and it was like the furthest thing from that. And again, no slam on him, because I love the Pumpkins and I love what he does, but it's just like when it comes to a live performance, he's not a very animated kind of guy. Naturally he's a little more kind of low-key-ish, if you will. And then when you kind of take away the energy of some of the Pumpkins type of tracks and mellow some things out a bit more, it's like not very charismatic, not a lot of energy. The music's not backing up the energy that he's lacking. It was just really kind of it was a very kind of boring show to me. But so that's probably the most disappointing show that I can remember experiencing. What's next? Oh, what band did you travel the furthest to see? That's another easy one. That would be Godsmack. And I've seen them a number of times, and when I used to live in central Missouri, when I was there, I traveled to Boston to see them, and I also went to New Hampshire to see them. So I'm thinking New Hampshire might be a little bit further by a few miles, but yeah, so basically about a third of the way across the country to see them twice. So that would be the furthest I've traveled. And I mean, each time I've seen Godsmack, I mean, I've been to a number of different states where I've seen them, so I've seen them a number of times. Let's see. So a band that you saw in concert that's kind of not really in your realm of music. That was kind of hard because most of you that know me, there's kind of not a realm that I don't have. So the way I tried to answer the question was I looked at it more so when I look at my collection and everything, what genre do I have the least amount of stuff? And then, what bands did I see that maybe came out of that genre? So I think my two smallest sections would be my classical. I mean, I only have like maybe 10 or so vinyl records and maybe 20 or so CDs, one or two box sets maybe, but 20 or so CDs. And then also my world section, world music. There maybe I have 30 albums, 40 albums, something like that. So I kind of thought African music and classical are my two smallest genres. So in that regard, I did see, well, I saw the St. Louis Symphony perform Carl Orff's Carmina Burana, which was awesome, but I love that piece. So I'm picking the two cellos. For those of you maybe that don't know them, basically two guys that play the cello, but they're really more of a pop-elliptica type of thing where they do some classical type of pieces, but they also do AC/DC. They do, when I saw them, they did the Trooper, and so they're kind of more just a musical fun time thing, but it's just two guys with cellos. And then on the African side, I did see Ladysmith Black Mambazo in concert one time, and that was they were awesome actually. That's one of my favorite bands, favorite African American groups, is African bands. So yeah, so that's my answer for that one, or as close as I can get with those parameters. Next question. Oh, the first concert you saw and the last concert you've seen. First concert, like 6th grade, I believe, 6th or 7th grade. MC Hammer, and opening for him was Oaktown 357. And to this day, man, that was quite the experience for sure. So that was an awesome show, but that was the first concert I ever saw. And the last concert that I saw, surprise, surprise, Godsmack. I saw them about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that. And just saw, not this weekend, but last weekend, that they put on some new dates. And I think it's like August or something like that. They're going to be playing at this place that's about 160 miles from where I live. And I was like, yes, bought another ticket for them. So I'm going to see him again. So that's awesome. Like I said, I never get tired of seeing Godsmack live. Artists that you've seen the most. Well, to kind of pick a different answer here, because Godsmack is the answer again. I've seen Godsmack 13 times, so this upcoming one would be my 14th time seeing them. But what I did was I kind of went to, who's the second artist I've seen the most? And as I kind of went through that little exercise, it was kind of interesting, because I didn't even think this would pop up as an answer, but it was Shinedown, whom I have seen 4 times. 2 of those, or a couple of times, yeah, with Godsmack. But, yeah, I've seen Shinedown a number of times. And even though I don't like their discography as a whole, I don't dive into it and find a ton of stuff I like. But seeing them live is definitely worth it. Especially the lead singer, and well, I'm drawing a total blank. I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to force myself to think about it now. But just seeing him perform, I mean, that guy is so freaking intense, and not intense as in like metal intense, but like when he sings, he holds nothing back. I have no idea how his voice holds up the way that it does, because I mean he brings power, he belts it, and he just goes. I mean, it's awesome. And as a matter of fact, the last time that I saw them, which was with Godsmack, when I saw Godsmack a couple months ago, Shinedown opened for him, and he always does something really kind of cool. At least the times that I've seen him. One time when I saw him like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that, it was at an amphitheater, and he hops off the stage. It's one of the amphitheaters with the seats and then the lawn, and literally I think he was performing the song Heroes actually. He gets off the stage and walks all the way up through all the seats out into the grass. And he's just like sitting up there in the grass singing and performing. Then he walks back down the other side and like all the way to the stage. And he's just like, you know, screw it, we're at a concert. And he's not all like, where's the security? And but just like walked past everybody right out into the grass part of the amphitheater. It was so freaking awesome. And this last time that I saw him, he did the exact same thing. I was kind of back by the sound booth on the floor, like right in front of it. And he hops off the stage, walks right through the middle of the crowd, giving everybody high fives. I gave him a high five when he came by, and just walked right to the very back behind the sound, the soundboard or whatever, and was just basically he did Simple Man, you know, a big song by them, performed that for the crowd at the back of the theater. And it just walking through the crowd, it was just really, really cool. So a lot of good energy stuff with him when he performs. Like he really brings it. So yeah, I've seen them 4 times, and it was interesting because, again, thinking about it, there was a lot of threes that came in there, like, you know, Rush, Metallica, Rob Zombie, you know, just kind of a bunch of stuff like that. There's a lot of groups I've seen 3 times. So kind of a fun little walk down memory lane on that one. And yes, and that was kind of the last question there. And then the one other that I'll kind of throw in there too is, you know, band that you would like to see in concert that you didn't have a chance to see. And I kind of thought about that more so from actually having the potential, so no one that's dead and all that kind of stuff. And for me, really, it would be, actually you can see on my shirt right here, Black Sabbath. Now this is Symptoms of the Universe, which is a kind of a cover band, a Black Sabbath cover band. That I saw them a few months ago, and they were actually really good. It was kind of awesome. But yeah, I mean, I would love to have an opportunity to see Godsmack, to see Black Sabbath, and maybe I'll get another chance. Who knows? But you know, can't count on that stuff. But anyway, so yeah, man, there you go. Again, great questions. Like I said, it was really fun just to kind of, you know, go back through that mental Rolodex and think about some of the old shows and all that good stuff. And as always, let me know what you think. And here's to your 200 subs contest, hitting that mark as well. So take care, VC, and we will talk to you soon.